Hey y'all, it's me, Latte, and I am starting a video series of how to dress appropriately for work and not get sent home because wow. Y'all, let's take a moment here, okay? When I started seeing the whole Office Siren thing on TikTok in particular, it was mainly like the ads and some email marketing that people were sharing about Office Siren this, Office Siren that. And I was like, it's just marketing because no one is wearing a crop top to work. No one's wearing a mini skirt to work. And that was very naive of me because apparently y'all have been wearing the mini skirts and the crop tops and the tight dresses that are clearly club dresses, and you've been sent home. Okay, so I think, you know what, let's give people some grace. Not everyone has had an experience of working in corporate or a more professional office. People's upbringing is different, so you might not have had experience having to dress for these types of situations. My name is Latte. I'm a Toronto-based stylist. I've been a stylist for 5 years. I've also worked in banking and corporate for 12. So I think for once I am uniquely qualified to have this discussion with y'all, okay? So I think one of the things we need to keep in mind, right, is, put on our thinking caps. Why would you want to be an office siren in the first place? Like, if we really think about that, like, what is the purpose behind that, right? You are going to work. If you want to stand out, there are way less aggressive ways to do so. And also, you should want to stand out for your excellent work ethic, for being a good colleague, creating great slideshows like decks. You don't want to be known as the person who's wearing a skirt that's too short. All right? And this is why HR is being called and they have to pull you aside and send you home for the day. And I'll be honest, in my experience, you should be happy you're just being sent home to change. Post-pandemic, it has been difficult for people to get back into what you wear to the office because most of us have been working from home since the pandemic, and over the last year or so have been doing this hybrid work thing. So a lot of people don't even really have work clothes anymore. We were working from home for almost like 3 years. So you have a lot of athleisure, a lot of sweats, a lot of knits that are very casual, very loosey-goosey. So you just don't really remember, right? And I know several people who vowed to never wear like structured pants again. So let's just, start with the basics. Your first interview, whether it be virtual or online. So if you are interviewing virtually, you should definitely be wearing a nice blouse, nothing too low cut, nothing showing too much skin, or like a collared shirt for both men and women. Again, most of the videos, I'm really talking to women here, but just in case you're a guy and also watching this, definitely wear a dress shirt, a nice sweater, I guess a blouse if it calls for it, but it should be appropriate. The reason why you want to do this is because it's still an interview, right? Like, just because it's virtual doesn't mean it's not an important meeting. So you want to put your best foot forward. Like, newsflash, first impressions still count. They make their judgments based on how they've met you first. And then interviews, you might not get a second chance to improve their opinion of you. So show up correctly. Now, if you are going to an interview in person, I would highly suggest you wear a pair of, clean trousers, a dress shirt with a collar, or a nice blouse, and a blazer or suit jacket. If you have a suit that fits you well, not too tight, not too big, wear that. If you don't have a suit, which most people don't, it's okay. Dress pants and a dress shirt will never steer you in the wrong direction. It doesn't have to be black dress pants and it doesn't have to be a white dress shirt. We can get into like what you can wear color-wise later on in the series, but the idea is that you just want to look professional and ready for the interview, okay? When it comes to shoes, make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes. You're in an interview in person. If your feet are burning, it's going to be hard for you to concentrate, right? So just remember, the idea of the interview is you're trying to get a job. So you want to look professional, you want to be comfortable, and then answer the questions that are going to get you the job, all right? Now, you've gotten the job. Let's say you did the interviews, you're good, great. You get your offer letter, you sign it, you're about to start your new job. They send you an employee package, okay? I think this is where some of you are going wrong. you actually need to read your employee package. I know, lots of words, lots of, acronyms. Please read it. Not only will that probably tell you what the dress code is for your office, you might also tell you how you can, do your pension matching and stuff. So you don't want to miss out on free money as a side. Okay, so in your employee package, there should be something around the code of your office, the company, whatever. And that will be pretty high level. It will probably say something like, no spaghetti straps, no flip-flops. I mean, again, every company or area is different. We'll also talk about that in another video in terms of industries. But overall, there should be a dress code in there. If you read through your package and there's nothing about dress code, I would contact the recruiter or your new boss and say, hey, just want to check in, what is the dress code for the office? To which they'll just say, they might say something like, oh, it's just, smart casual, or, it's business, business cash, whatever. They might say it's formal, you have to wear something akin to a suit. They should be able to tell you. And I think that's one of the places where people are really going left. You shouldn't be showing up not knowing how to show up, right? It's just part of getting ready for the role. When you get to the office, let's say you are unable to ask any questions about this, I would say, again, as a woman, if you're wearing a dress, it should be at most sleeveless, so at least sleeveless. Make sure you have a cardigan. You never know how conservative a space might be, but definitely a suiting dress. You could wear, again, dress shirt and dress pants and a blouse. If you're gonna wear a skirt, it should be knee length, okay? Nothing above the knee. Definitely nothing mid-thigh. Just, again, put on our thinking caps. Why would you want to be the office siren? We don't want anyone commenting on your appearance negatively on your first day or first week. When you get to the office though, for your first week or so, just observe how most people are dressing, right? Now, there is always a happy medium. In my experience, more senior management, you'll find them wearing suits, or if they're a woman, it might be a blazer and some dress pants, not a full matching suit, but they tend to dress more formally. People kind of in the middle will do business cash. Business cash, again, is dress pants. Maybe you're wearing a t-shirt and a blazer or something. And then again, there are the outliers, and that's a story time for another time, but there are the outliers who don't really care. And you don't want to ever fall into that camp, okay? Because you don't know how they've gotten away with what they're wearing. You don't know if it's been remarked upon. You don't know anything about them. So again, you don't want to compare yourself to the outliers. You just want to be in the middle, right? Especially if this is your first time, so you're brand new to this job, you're there on probation most likely. You don't want to get into any situations and judgments based on a genuine error. Okay, so I hope this helped y'all. Again, key takeaways here: you do not want to be the office siren. Please dress appropriately. If ever you are unsure, just wear dress pants and a dress shirt or blouse. That, you'll never go wrong with that. And number 2, remember, you are hired to do a job, and we're going to stand out because we're smart, we are knowledgeable, we know how to make an amazing deck. All right, ciao.